Hello and welcome. I'm Chrissy from my YouTube channel, Chrissy Love, where I talk about fragrance. Welcome. Thank you for being here. If you haven't already, be sure to give a like to this video, leave a comment at the end if you feel so inclined, and be sure to subscribe. And if you already are subscribed, thank you so much for being here with me. So today I am talking about Hez Parfums, a niche perfume company. I was recently on a live stream video with my friend Nima of Denim Fragrance, and this man who owns Hez Parfums, his name is Hez Parfums, he commented he wanted to send us samples to try, and he did in fact send us the samples. Of course, I'm going to give my absolute honest review in spite of getting them for free, but I want to give you a little bit of background on the house since it is lesser known at this point anyway. So Hez Parfums started the fragrance company Hez Parfums. He is drawing on inspiration from having lived in New Orleans, Louisiana. I think he lives in Texas now, had to relocate, but he used to live in New Orleans, and it's very near and dear to his heart. So the goal of the perfume company is to create unique and captivating fragrances that take him on a journey, or take you on a journey to the lively streets of the French Quarter, the lush floral gardens of the Garden District and beyond. I never actually been to New Orleans, so I can't tap into those memories myself, but I'm very happy to smell his fantastic perfumes. So he creates the fragrances to honor his experiences. Also, his young daughter, Henya, did die, unfortunately. And so I think it's also a nod to her and to the experiences that he had with her before she passed, and that he could have had with her in the future too. So there's a homesickness in these fragrances for him. But I think that they come out very strongly in the sense that he has very clear vision for his fragrances. And I love that. I think they're captivating. He also is very active in the fragrance community and likes to connect deeply with the fragrance community, which I always appreciate too, that it's a two-way conversation for him. So let's jump right in. I do have all 12 of his fragrances, which is the total collection right now. They also have on his website, their sample sizes, there's discovery kit options. I'm going to start off with the very first fragrance that Hez actually did, and that is called Bourbon St. And he said that he wanted to create his first fragrance to represent the iconic parts of New Orleans, specifically the French Quarter in Bourbon St. And that included his experience visiting Bourbon St. in the French Quarter. He wanted the fragrance to be fun and inviting, just like the environment and culture that can be found in the French Quarter. It has top notes of apple and cinnamon, middle notes of tobacco, bourbon, and tonka bean, and base notes of sandalwood, cedar, and vanilla bean. And I'm already loving the sound of these notes. Now, at first on my skin, it reminds me a bit of Kilian's Angel Share, and that's a very high compliment. That's a good thing. It's like an apple cinnamon strudel with this hint of tobacco in the background, but it's very rich and somehow nostalgic and gourmand. In the dry down, it's like an apple pie cooking over a fire. I get the baking spices, I get the pie crust, and performance is really good too. It lasts and projects all day, not beast mode as in like in your face horrible. It's like just the right amount. It's delicious. Like, I'm just going to do a little teaser here. When it comes to the baked good gourmand genre, he knocks it out of the park. I mean, incredible. So amazing first fragrance that he ever did. Wonderful job. I really like Bourbon St. It's one of my very favorites from his collection. Then he also has a bunch that are inspired by drinks that you would buy in New Orleans. And, you can like buy and carry alcoholic drinks around town. And so I think that's a lot of the reason why he's inspired by alcoholic drinks. And he does it really well as well, though with a different nuance than with the baked good genre, I think. So first I'm going to talk about Hurricane. And this was inspired by the Hurricane cocktail, which is a blend of tropical fruit juices and booze. And basically it's like just intensely strong alcohol covered by fruit juices. So you can get in trouble with this drink for sure. This has top notes of cherry, passion fruit, pineapple, and orange, middle notes of rum, cognac, gin, lily of the valley, orange blossom, and ozone, and base notes of sandalwood, cedar, ISO-E Super, and musk. And ISO-E Super is one that develops differently in people's skin, so definitely take this one with a grain of salt. But at first on my skin, it definitely smells like the hurricane cocktail. I get grenadine, I get rum, I get passion fruit, pineapple. In the dry down, I'm getting more of a cherry forward scent. But it's great. It's cherry forward with sandalwood and musk underpinning it. The rum scent really faded away, so it's not like super boozy in the dry down. But really it's this dark, syrupy cherry scent, really sweet, kind of mysterious. It's fabulous. Like, I really like this cherry scent a lot. My favorite cherry scent so far has been Carolina Herrera Very Good Girl Glam, but this honestly gives it a run for its money, and performance is excellent. It really lasts and projects wonderfully. So don't be too scared of like the boozy opening on this. If you like cherry scents, Hurricane is your way to go, in my opinion. And this next one goes back to the baked item category that I love, and it's called Banana Bread Banshee. Oh my God, get your hands on this. Please just do it. So this was inspired by the fresh baked banana bread that lingers in the air for hours after it's pulled from the oven. Totally agree with that assessment. It has top notes of banana and lemon, mid notes of cinnamon, caramel, and chocolate, and base notes of brown sugar, bread, vanilla, and sandalwood. And I love this trend now of like recreating that scent of breadiness and cakiness. I am here for it all day. I adore it. Now, on my skin, it smells exactly like banana bread. It actually smells like banana bread with a caramel drizzle on top. I also get baking spices. I get breadiness. And it doesn't develop on my skin much. Like it stays the same the whole time, but it's heaven. It smells so good. Like, this is delicious. Can wear it every day. Like, I personally make banana bread at home. I think I have a banging banana bread recipe of my own. I'll just give you a hint. Sour cream is the key ingredient. But yeah, I love banana bread, and this smells just like my banana bread, only with caramel on top. So good. And the performance is really great too. Next, back to the cocktail theme, is Raspberry Electrique, but this does not really turn out the way I thought it would. Now, Raspberry Electrique is a fresh fragrance inspired by the famous New Orleans staple drink Electric Lemonade, which is a sweet, boozy, blue raspberry lemonade drink. I never had it. This has top notes of lemon, raspberry, grapefruit, and saffron, middle notes of gin, cherry blossom, and patchouli, and base notes of clearwood, vetiver, and musk. And at first it is a very boozy raspberry lemonade scent. Like, the gin, the pininess comes through. It's really equal parts tart and sweet, and it's very mouthwatering. But the dry down is completely different. It's crazy how much it transforms over time on my skin, at least. So it's a very fresh gin forward scent in the dry down. The vetiver and the musk come out. The raspberry lemonade fades completely to the background. It reads very masculine, but it's a good fragrance. Like, it's powdery, it's herbal. It kind of smells like smushing herbs between your fingers and like smelling it afterwards. That's kind of what it comes off as. So it's definitely not a boozy drink scent in the dry down at all. Honestly, there's no raspberry lemonade at all in the dry down. It just turns into this like really lovely herbal masculine scent. So that really threw me for a loop. I don't hate it, but it's definitely not my cup of tea. I don't really like masculine scents, but that's just me. And performance is really good too. I'd say on a scale of like 1 to 10, like a 6. So that's pretty good. Then we have Jungle Juice, which is another drink that is known for being really dangerous and boozy. So of course it's inspired by that daiquiri, and has top notes of bergamot, blueberry, raspberry, orange, pineapple, apple, and blackcurrant, mid notes of cognac, spiced rum, tobacco, honey, lily of the valley, and sugar cube, and base notes of amberzan, patchouli, sandalwood, iso-e super, vetiver, and musk. And at first, it's this spiced rum scent with berries and pineapple. It definitely smells like a fruity alcoholic drink. The booziness comes through very nicely. And it dries down to this muddled fruit scent with patchouli. So I think my skin kind of does weird things with amberzan and iso-e super. It doesn't smell really that good on me. It's kind of like a muddled fruit patchouli mess. But honestly, I don't like fruit patchouli, so that could have something to do with it too. And performance-wise, it's pretty much a skin scent. So this was not a winner for me, unfortunately, though it could be on somebody else. Next, I have Big Easy Tropical. And so Big Easy is a nickname used for New Orleans, the city. It's believed to have originated from the relaxed and easygoing lifestyle, vibrant music scene, and overall laid-back atmosphere the city is known for. Read Party City. So this has top notes of pineapple, passion fruit, and apricot, middle notes of coconut and orange blossom, and base notes of blonde woods, leather, and musk. And at first, this is a sweet, delicious pina colada with woods, leather, and musk in equal parts. So you're really getting every note in the lineup right from the start. Unfortunately, I'm not a leather fan, so it's not the best for me at this point. But it's true to the notes, which I rarely see a perfume like honestly hit every single note in the pyramid. So that's pretty incredible. In the dry down, the notes all blend together really nicely, even more so in the dry down. I'm left with this pineapple and woods scent, really in equal measure. So it's interesting. Like the woods in it, I describe as like fresh milled wood, like not like sitting in the forest, but more like the fresh wood itself. It's not my style, but it's cool. It's just like a cool scent experience I haven't had before of like pineapple and fresh milled wood. It feels nostalgic almost. It feels very realistic. I like it, but I don't think it's my scent profile to wear around on me. Maybe more like in a candle or something. You know, I like smelling it, but I don't think I like smelling like it. But it's a really cool scent and performance is really good too. Next, I have Daiquiri Original, which is supposed to capture the unique aroma of the 190 octane drink, which apparently is like a daiquiri shop, New Orleans staple. I've never had it. It sounds like it's pretty crazy and dangerous. It has top notes of orange, blueberry, and orange blossom, mid notes of gin, rum, and cognac, and base notes of mesor wood and musk. And at first, it really reminds me of an orange Julius. Like the smoothie. It's sweet, it's creamy, it's a little bit tart from the orange. It's sitting on top of like some musk and woods in the base, which kind of like give it more nuance, bring it slightly out of drink territory. But it's good. And in the dry down, interestingly, the rum and cognac actually come out more, which is rare. Usually boozy scents, just like the booze note fades over time, but that comes out more. And then the musk and the woods come out more. So it reads very fresh, clean, and masculine. But this is another one that changes completely from beginning to end. So in the end, it's not like gourmand or orangey at all. It's really just a boozy, masculine musk wood scent. It's good, but my boyfriend is getting it. And performance is really good too. Next, I have Blue Bayou. And so this is inspired by the outdoors and Louisiana Bayou, which refers to the wetlands found in the state, which bayous are slow-moving or stagnant bodies of water that are really characteristic of that unique ecosystem, which of course has led to issues with flooding for them and stuff. But yeah, it's known for lush vegetation, abundant wildlife, and culture too. So Blue Bayou has top notes of pear, ginger, and basil, mid notes of Palo Santo, clearwood, and musk, and mid notes of marine, ozone, nutmeg, and leather, and base notes of Palo Santo, clearwood, and musk. And at first, the nutmeg is very strong in this. And the ozone and leather, I'm also getting very strongly. So it's an interesting blend that feels a bit more like cologne, but it's kind of warm and bitter at the same time. And the dry down, the Palo Santo, and the musk are what stand out the most. So it's kind of like a subtle, warm, somewhat masculine, fresh type scent. Performance-wise, it's mostly a skin scent. Doesn't last or project too well. But, you know, it's not really my style. It's more on the fresh side, but it's beautiful. It's a nice blend, and I would definitely give this to my boyfriend to wear. Next, I have Hand Grenade, and I like this one a lot. So Hand Grenade is inspired by this cocktail by the same name that's served specifically in the French Quarter. It's specifically served in a distinctive elongated green plastic container shaped like a hand grenade. Interesting. Has top notes of melon and salt, mid notes of rum, gin, and cherry blossom, and base notes of sandalwood, amyris wood, and musk. And at first, this is like a delicious honeydew melon with salt and liquor thrown on it. It reminds me a bit of like boba or milk tea in the honeydew flavor. And the saltiness is like very mouth-watering and realistic and yummy. Like, I like the addition of salt in perfumes. I think it's a really cool note. And the dry down, it's straight up a honeydew milk tea. And I live for this. Like, the honeydew melon is just such like a nostalgic, comforting, sweet, yummy, decadent flavor to me. I just love it. And that's exactly what this smells like on my skin in the dry down. And performance is really good too. So yeah, this is a winner. I am adoring this one. And this one's pretty exciting too. This one is called Café Beignet. So beignets are like a donut-like fried dough product. And they usually have like powdered sugar on top. It's really delicious. And I got so excited when I saw that he did a perfume based on it. They're usually like served with coffee or like a morning type thing or a dessert. And I've had them and they are just like to die for. They're delicious, especially warm and fresh out of the oven. So this one has top notes of coffee and cinnamon, mid notes of brown sugar, iris, and vanilla, and base notes of cocoa, sandalwood, and oud. And at first, this smells a lot like Kahlua and coffee with cinnamon, like the beverage. It has a booziness to it. It's creamy. It's sweet. It's got a little bit of spiciness, like baking spices to it. And the dry down, it absolutely smells just like a cinnamon sugar dusted donut. Like, there's cakiness. It's so good. Like, this absolutely smells just like a beignet. And I am living for it. I love it so much. And it performs really well too. So yeah, Café Beignet, winner. Absolute stunner. If you like that realistic beignet scent flavor experience. Next, I have Plum Conficture. And so this was based on his experience of his childhood with his grandparents. And so they would always be cooking, I guess, in the kitchen, and they'd have these intoxicating aromas in the air. And then he'd also have his grandfather smoking his pipe tobacco in the kitchen while his grandmother was cooking. And so it's kind of a combination of all those smells. And the top notes are plum, cinnamon, and nutmeg. The mid notes are honey and tobacco. And the base notes are guaiac wood, amberwood, and oud. And at first, this is definitely a honey and tobacco scent with this warm plumminess in the background. But the tobacco is like very sweet and inviting. It's not like a burnt smell. It's just a lovely natural tobacco smell. And the dry down, that plum really faded away. And it's a honeyed cigar scent. So very rich and sweet, a little bit woody. I think it's a beautiful unisex scent. Its performance is really good too. So yeah, this is a really pretty tobacco scent. And I would say it doesn't really have like the long-term staying power of like a baked item or like a kitchen inspiration. It really is like a honeyed tobacco cigar type scent. And I love it. It's really, really good. Then finally, last one I have is Blue Dog. And Blue Dog is inspired by the paintings of George Rodrigue, who was a Cajun artist. And let's see, the Blue Dog reference, I guess, is like a legend that some of his work was based off of. And apparently it's full of like vibrant colors and scenes and represents the Cajun life in Louisiana. This has top notes of rosemary, pink pepper, ginger, bergamot, and grapefruit. Middle notes of marine, ozone, lavender, lily of the valley, cardamom, and tonka bean. And base notes of sandalwood, incense, vetiver, patchouli, amberzan, and musk. And so this starts off like a fresh, peppery, ozonic scent. It reminds me a bit of Maison Martin Margiela Sailing Day. And I really love that scent, though it runs masculine. And the dry down, unfortunately, it was pretty much gone on my skin when I went back to smell it again after like an hour. So the stain power is very poor with this one. But it's a great scent, and I would overspray to keep it around for the day. You know, I think the ozone note feels so nostalgic for me, like oceany and like being near water, which you all, I think, really love. So yeah, it's a great scent, though masculine and not the best performance, unfortunately. But yeah, it's a fun one. And it's fun to see him stray away from the gourmand types as well. So yeah, I think that his perfumes are really inspired. I'm enjoying them a lot. I can see myself buying a full-size bottle of a couple of them for sure. Bourbon Street is among my favorites. The banana bread one is among my favorites. But yeah, if you've tried his perfumes, let me know. Or, I'm happy to put the link, of course, in the description so you can check out his website. There's 12 perfumes in all right now. I definitely recommend checking him out. As far as niche goes, the quality is there. The blends are top notch. And I love that he's so rooted in his culture and who he knows himself to be. And that he has a very clear inspiration. And it's always fun to see that, anyone can do perfumes for any reason, but it's nice to see when there's some kind of mission behind them and some purpose. So yeah, let me know your thoughts. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you, Hez, so much for sending me these to sample. I hope I did you proud. And hope you all have a very beautiful day.